Morning everybody, welcome along. It's our Tuesday morning circuit we're just getting ready for. Got a few minutes to go, but as you do that, as the post that came out earlier on, make sure you've got plenty of room around you, grab some weights, bottles of water, tins, potatoes, all those sorts of things, bags with things in. Just make sure it's secure, it's not going to fall out. We're going to start our warm-up in a minute, just remind you of the RPE scale. So as always, with your warm-up, you're looking around the 9, 10, 11 mark, and when we get into the main circuit, then you'll be looking around about the 12, 13, 14 mark. Let's have a quick look at what we've got planned for today. Look, we have our we have kettlebells, we have press-ups, we have a crunch, a front and lat raise, a lunge even, and a chest press, mountain climbers, and skater hops. So a variety in there for you as well. Make sure there's room around you. Make sure there's nothing you can fall over or trip over. If you need some support, make sure you've got some support available. You will need a chair for some of it as well, as far as your support is concerned. So when we look at our crunch and we look at our press-ups, then the chair becomes a part of that for you as well. And also your mountain climbers. So have a chair. It needs to be a steady, sturdy chair. So make sure that it's a good, strong one, or you can place it against a wall, something so there's no movement in it, because you are going to be putting your weight onto that. This is our Tuesday morning circuit. We do have a Wednesday circuit for you as well. So Wednesday circuit is in the evening at 6:15, and on a Friday we have your magical movements, Monty's magical movements as it's been called, which is a sort of relaxation, balance, stability, strength training for us, but utilising our own body forces and our own body resistance to actually create that. And it really does work on things like balance and stability. It's all functional movements, or based around functional movements, so it's things that you can do throughout the whole of the day as well. Morning, Jeanette. Morning, Paul. Good to have you with us. Jeanette, I think you're in later on as well, aren't you? I'm looking forward to seeing you later on tonight. If you're still coming. I should be here this evening as well for you. Right, so we've got our stations as always. We've got an easy, a medium and a hard station. Before we do anything else though, we're going to get ourselves warmed up. So make sure you've got some hydration available to you. Let's start to bring everybody in. Morning Deborah, to you as well. With us today we have Ollie and Ben just crossing over there. And if I catch it just right, we had Nathan and Lou just crossing as well. So we've got Jeanette, Paul and Deborah, who said hello to us this morning, but we've got 10 people watching at the moment. So you want to say good hello to everybody? There you go. Lovely. All right. Let's get ready to go then. So first thing we're going to do is start with a march on the spot. And what I want you to do is focus onto your foot placement. So lift your foot off the floor slightly, raising just the toes off the floor, and you're coming down with the toes firstly, rolling through to the ball of the foot and then through to your heel. Peel the foot off as well. So as we come up, look, we're peeling the ball of the foot, the heel and the toes off, and then coming back down with that toes firstly onto the ball and then through to the heel. Let's put an arm swing in there as well and generate this arm swing from your shoulder. So drive the elbow backwards, keeping the elbows quite close into the body so you've got the movement through our shoulder. What we're looking to do is really mobilise through that shoulder joint. Okay, let's take a little pause there and let's just do some mobility. So feet about hips width apart, standing tall, lifting and growing taller from the waist upwards. From there, let's lift the shoulders towards the ears and lower. And I really want you to focus on keeping the neck long, so really lift those shoulders up towards the ears rather than bringing the ears down towards the shoulders. Just give me perhaps 5 of those, that's all we really need. And then from there, take it into, oh, sorry, did I catch you? Take it into a roll as well. So we're going to bring the shoulders forward, up, back around past our ears and back down. I didn't mean to do that, Lou, sorry, I was just panning across and I happened to look up as well. It's been a long day for you guys already, hasn't it? That's it, look at that. Look at that movement there. The chin, do you know your chin comes forward when you take it back as well? There we go. Lovely. And from there, come back into your march. Excellent. Now think about your foot placement again. So nice, gentle, soft landing. Remember that the range that you have is the correct range and the speed that you have is the correct speed, okay? We're all different, so we all work at our own levels. From there, let's take a little pause again. Let's have a little bit more mobilization. So we're going to take the feet outside the hips this time, shoulders width, and a trunk twist to the side. Trying to focus on keeping those hips locked. So, can you see at the moment, we've got a little bit of hip movement. So if we just focus on keeping those hips locked, that may mean, that's it, lovely. You may mean that you can't go as far, but you're really focusing that movement into the trunk area. Okay, and then from there, take it into a full rotation. So you actually bring that hip in now. Can you see the difference? I know you guys can, but I'm talking to these people, not you. You can see and you can feel the difference. So there's more of a movement. And you're actually bringing the hip into that as well now. You've got a little movement through your knee. Now, the important thing here is have a look at everybody's feet. As they twist, the leg they're twisting away from is coming up onto the toes. So there's no twisting through the knee. It's all happening through the hip and the waist. Lovely job. Okay, come back from there into a march. And let's put some arms in. Let's have some bicep curls today. In there. Lovely. And then let's bring it into a heel dig. And while we're doing that heel dig, take the arms out to the side, a lateral raise. So the arms are coming up, just level with your shoulders, no higher, controlled movement. So steady on the way up, steady on the way down. So you're really focusing into the mobilization there through the shoulder joints. Lovely. Okay, bring it back into your march and let's take it into a knee lift. So bringing those knees up, alternating. So you've got a shift of balance this time, a shift of weight from one side to the other as you bring the knee up. You're just aiming to get it up to about hip height if you can. It doesn't have to be that high. Take it to where it's comfortable for you. And parallel with the floor. Think about your foot placement as you come down again. So again, it's that ball of the foot through to the heel, not flat-footed down. So we don't get a bang through there. We don't get any impact up through the leg. And from there, change it into a heel kick up towards your bum. So you're lifting again, shifting weight from side to side. As you can see, there's a perfect shot of Nathan doing that. Look, shifting from side to side. That weight going across, it's square on. It's square on. That's what I mean by a perfect shot. They're getting jealous now. They're getting jealous because I said it was perfect. If you could have seen Ben's face when I said that. Lovely. They're all perfect. Look at it. It's all perfect. Well, maybe not. Yeah, they're all perfect. Lovely. Okay, from there, come back into that march. Let's take that knee lifted again, but bring a bit of an arm movement in. So we're bringing the arm up and over. Brilliant. Okay, so the breathing should start to increase. We should be starting to feel a little bit warmer. We should feel that the heart is beating a little bit faster as well. Take it to hips width apart, shoulders width apart, sorry, and let's have a little half squat down there. Okay, so it's only a semi-squat. It's taking the bum back. Look, we'll come into to Ben here, look for the position this time. See how the bottom's going back and the knees aren't coming any further forward than the shoes. That's what we're looking at. We want to keep the pressure off the knee joint. Thank you, Ben. Again, let's have a look. Here, can you see with Ollie, same again. Look at the knees. They're coming no further forward than the shoes. There's a hinge from the hip and the bum is going backwards, so the back is staying straight. Great job. Okay, let's add a front arm raise in while we're doing that. So as we're coming down then, let's put a front arm raise in. So now we're adding an extra challenge into there as well. That's it. So arms coming no higher than the shoulder, and this will come into play with a couple of moves that you're going to do a little bit later on. Okay, come back into your march. And let's make that march a bit bigger now. Not faster, just bigger. So really emphasize the lift of the foot, bringing it up. We're still coming down onto the toes and the ball of the foot firstly. So what are we doing? We're dilating the arteries. We're letting the blood flow free around the body to get to the muscles where we need it. We're warming the joints. We're loosening the joints. We're warming the muscles, ready for the activity ahead for you. Really important that you do this. So we're looking around about 10 minutes. So if you do this at home, if you do it on catch-up later on, if you want to re-watch this video, don't skip through to just the circuit part. Make sure you do your warm-up. It is really important. Likewise, at the end, make sure you do a cool-down. I know we always leave you doing that cool-down, but it really is important that you bring yourself back down to your pre-exercise state. I'm talking with my hands, aren't I? Nobody can see me. There you go, look, let's see. I'm talking with my hands all the time, and my hands are moving all over the place. I gesticulate. It's a good word, isn't it? It's one of those top words there with things like masticate as well. And we'll leave it there, shall we? Okay, come back into kicking the heels up towards the bum now and really shift that weight from side to side. Try and take a step across if you can. Okay, so think about, I showed you the circuit earlier on, but remember your skater hops? That's one of your circuit moves. This is the sort of movement you're going to do in there. So really shift that weight from side to side. I deny all knowledge. It's nothing to do with me. I plead the Fifth Amendment. Oh, that's how word wars start. You can't use that as an excuse. All I did was press the button. Lovely. Okay, from there, bring it back into that march in the centre again. And let's put a lateral raise in there once more. Okay. Do 4 of these, and on the 5th one, hold it at the top for me. So this should be your 5th one next. So hold it at the top, and then give me some rotations round while you keep those feet moving. Keep the feet moving, keep the pace up. We want to keep the heart rate up. We want to keep ourselves warm. Change the direction of those circles, so you're coming back the other way. And then take them into a full-blown swim for me. So over the top, so you really mobilise through that shoulder. Excellent. Okay, from there, take the feet shoulders width and let's shift that weight from side to side. Just loosen up into the muscles inside your thighs. So into your adductors, to give them their technical name. And then hold it down on one side for me. Just give yourself a little bit of a stretch there. Only a gentle one for a few seconds, then take it into the centre and across the other way. Brilliant. Coming back into the centre, coming back into your march, and let's take it into some hip rotations through there. So coming into a knee lift firstly, then take it out to the side. Sorry? We haven't done this in a while. No, we did it a few weeks ago. You like that one, don't you? You see? It's a favourite with footballers, isn't it? Yeah. Favourite with footballers. Do you? Just do it within your own range. Just don't make it so big. Just that little bit of a certain movement. Or do something different if you want, Lou. If you get any pain, some people do. Some people do. Great job. Okay, from there, come back in, have a little march for me. Let's get ourselves ready to go. Okay, so we're going to start off. We've got circuits for you. We've got a minute of each station. Our first one is our kettlebell swing. Okay, so let's get my timer ready. Our options here are, we have our easy option and we have Lou demonstrating your easy option for you today. So can you see there's a little bend at the knees, a sort of semi-squat. The arms are coming down to between the legs and then raising up to shoulder height. That's all. Okay, we come to Ben, who's in our medium position here. Our same movement as we had from Lou. Feet flat on the floor, look. But it's a bigger range of motion. So it's exactly the same movement, bigger range of motion. No kettlebell in there itself. Again, we come to Nathan, who then has the kettlebell added in. So here we have same range of motion that we had with our medium option, but we've added in the weight. Have a look. You'll notice this difference as far as Nathan was concerned, and you'll notice it on the medium one. There is that hip hinge. Because we're coming deeper, we've got to include that hip hinge in there, keeping the back straight. Are we ready to go? Let's do this then. Off we go. So we come down to Lou again, and I'll just talk about that hip hinge. Can you see, because Lou isn't coming as far down, there is no need to hinge from the hip. If you do feel the urge to have a little hinge, then it is basically a very small movement. Yeah, feet flat on the floor and working within your own pace. So we take it to Ben in our middle position, and as you can see again, exactly the same posture that we had from Lou, but because he's coming a bit deeper, he has to put that hip hinge in there. If he doesn't put that in, he's not going to be able to do it. So can you try and keep your back straight, tall, as you do one? So rather than hinge, just see how it doesn't really work. That's uncomfortable, yeah? And it throws him off balance. Thank you, Ben. So that's why you need to put that hinge in. Because you're coming down deeper, you've got to put that counterbalance in there. And then we come here with Nathan, who's got the weight added in. And remember, from a weights perspective, you can use anything you have at home. So a 4-pint bottle of water, a 4-pint bottle of milk that's been emptied out, filled with water, will give you 2.5 kilograms as an illusion, as an instance there, okay? Station 2 is press-ups. Now, this is where you need a chair, so I mentioned this earlier on. Feet are staying flat on the floor. Just step in a little bit for me, Lou, so you're not too close, not too far away. That's it, about arm's length distance away. And then lower yourself in towards the wall, and with control, push yourself back. Elbows are never locking out. I'm just going to come around the back of Louis, so you can see here. Can you see how the arms come out to the side? That's it. Brilliant. Thank you, Lou. In our medium position, we have Nathan today, sorry. Now here we're using the back of a chair. So the chair onto the back of it, anchored against the wall. So if you don't have a big, heavy, sturdy chair available that's not going to move, anchor it against the wall. Onto the balls of the feet this time, yeah? But again, from the back, look, can you see how the arms are coming out to the side? Lovely. And then we come to our higher option. So here you can see the chair has been turned around. So now we've got Ben onto the arms of the chair. If he wanted to take it even higher, he could come down onto the seat. Or if you don't have a chair with arms, you could utilise the seat. Again, still onto the balls of the feet and really pressing down through those balls of the feet and the toes. Straight back, and again, if we have a look at the back, we have the arms coming out to the side. The important thing there is because we're working into the chest here, if we keep the arms tucked in, it suddenly becomes a movement into the back of the arms. Are you ready to go? Let's do this. So, here, what are we doing? We're working into the chest, but you're also working on your strength in your wrist. So you're loading, weight loading through the wrist, especially when you come to your medium and harder position. Now, wrist is one of our main fracture points. So if we fall, or we trip, or anything like that, the first thing we do is put our hands out to stop ourselves. So if we can improve the strength within our wrist, it's going to serve us well in everyday life. The other part of it, of course, is how many times do we have to open jars, bottles, taps, turn on, all those sorts of things. So wrist strength is really important for that as well. Fluid movement, but controlled. So as you're lowering and you're controlling the speed, as you're pushing away, imagine you're pushing something away from you as well. So you're really working into that chest and you're making that chest work. Now, it's not going to be so hard in the medium and the harder position because you've got the weight down through there. Obviously, in a standing position, not as much weight going down through the arms. So really imagine you're pushing against something. Oh, we're into a crunch now. So, station 3, you need your chairs again. However, this time, your chairs are going to be all facing the same way and you're going to be sitting down into them, so anchor them against something. Benny's in our easy position here. Alternate knees lifted. Can you have a look how there's very little movement into the back? There might be a very small amount of movement, but he's not sitting back, yeah? The only movement is because he's bringing that hip up. We come into our medium position with Lou, and the difference here is exactly the same move as we had with Ben, but it's both feet at the same time, and it's a controlled movement. And then we come to Nathan, who's now sitting back into the chair, and that lift look is in towards the chest. Touching the feet down onto the floor every time. So there's a little heel tap. It's not huge, but a little heel tap down onto the floor with that as well. I'm getting rained on. Yeah. Okay, we have a minute to go. Are we ready? Let's do this. Just a little bit of drizzle coming in through the roof. I hasten to add the windows are open in the roof. It's not that the roof's leaking. So, tall position. Can you see how everyone is sitting tall? If I have a quick glance down the line, look there, you can see everybody is sitting tall. It's a rhythmic movement. Now, with this one especially, you may want to bring the feet in a little bit closer, as Ben has, so that you can place those toes down onto the floor. Lou here is placing the toes down firstly, and then lowering the feet if you want to, down to the floor. Take a rest if you need to. There's a lot of work going on into your hip flexors with these movements, as well as into your abs. And then here we have with Nathan, we've got that actual lift up towards the chest and then pressing it back down. Controlled all the time, so don't let the feet on the way down just flop. If they're starting to, then take a rest. Sorry, we're going to shut the roof window because it's starting to get a bit heavier now and I don't want anybody falling. That is your minute. Okay, so we're moving on to our front and lat raise. So, Easy position. Easy position is our front and lat raise is Lou, and you can see that the arms come up in front towards the shoulder height and then out to the side. Now it's with control. So Lou's imagining that she's having to pick something up in front and then she's having to push her arms out to the side. See how the knees are slightly bent and a tall, straight line up through the body. Thank you, Lou. We come into Nathan, who's in our intermediate position, our medium position here. And there you can see exactly the same movement, but there's weight added in. Again, can you see how there's a slight bend in the knees? So we're not bending the knees to come down into it, but we're not locking those knees out. And then we come to Ben, excuse me, at the top end here, in our harder option, and it's a split stance. So the back foot is onto the toes. Yeah, so 30 seconds I'll shout out for you, and that is where you need to change over. Now, there's weight added in both of the medium and the medium and the harder option, but the biggest change of resistance there is the way that the stand is. So you don't have to have heavier weights. Okay, are you ready? Let's go. So controlled movements, tall, standing tall, feet anchored on the floor for your medium and your easy position. Slight bend in those knees, yeah? And this movement is a controlled movement, working within your own range. So if you can't bring your arms up to level with your shoulders, bring them to where you can. It might be that you come up to mid-chest height. That is fine. You're working within your own level. The thing with this sort of action is the more you do it, the more you might see an increase in range of movement. That's your 30 seconds, so if you want to change that lead leg, and away we go in that harder option. So can you see how Ben has just reset himself? So again, still just onto the ball of the foot and the toes, coming out to the side and up to the front with a controlled movement. Take a break if you need to. If you wanted to try the harder option for a short moment, or you wanted to bring it back down, then all you've got to do is step out or step in. Obviously, the movement from the easier to the medium option is the inclusion of weight. So if you feel you want to try it next time on our next round, okay? That is your minute, folks. Good job. Okay, we're moving on. We have our lunge and our chest press. So, these couple in the middle here, look, you've got multiple activities happening. So that requires coordination. It challenges your balance as well. Now, this one here, look, there's that step forward. And I want you to have a look at the step for me. So, you can see that Nathan steps forward, his heel comes down first, and then he rolls through onto the ball of the foot and the toes. His back foot at the same time is lifting onto the toes. Now, coming into our medium position, here we have exactly the same move from Lou, but it's a little bit deeper. But you can still see, heel goes down first at the front, and then onto the ball of the foot, and the back foot, the heel peels off, sorry, not the heel peels off, and then onto the toes, pressing away at the front. And then when we come to our harder option, which is Ben, we've added some weight into there, and it's a deeper movement again. Now, can you see how Ben is taking it slightly elevated? So there is an option for you as well. Rather than press out directly in front, you can press up slightly, diagonally. But again, it's a bit of a deeper movement. Still the same foot placement, though. You ready? Let's go. Now, you've got your feet initially about hips width apart. But if that challenges your balance, I'm going to ask Nathan to show us this in a second. Look, you can take a wider stance to start off with. It's almost like you've done that before, Nathan. There you go, brilliant. Went straight into it. Just by taking the feet a little bit wider, it gives you a wider base of support, so it can help as far as that balance is concerned. And again, there's that press up. Imagining there's some weight there with both your easy and your medium. So you're pushing something away from you as you come forward. A bit of a deeper movement with that lunge from Lou, and then if we come to our higher option with Ben, it's a much deeper movement. There's almost a slight pause there before powering away, but it's the same movement. There's just that additional weight in. And again here, especially with that weight, you could take a wider stance if you wanted to, and that would help as far as your balance is concerned. So lots of options for you. There is your minute. Great job. Okay, we move on. This is our mountain climbers. Now again, you need your chair here. Various ways that your chair is going to be. So it's either going to face into the wall or it's going to face away from the wall. But anchor it against the wall if you need to. Yep. Okay. So here we have Ben in our easy position, and we're utilising the wall to lean against here. And can you see how he's bringing his knees up towards his chest? I'm just going to come to the back here so you can see the foot placement. It's about hips width apart, look, and he's bringing it up. Can you see how he's peeling the heel off to bring the leg up, and then he plants the toes down before he goes up. In our medium position, we have Nathan, and we've got the chair against the wall this time, utilising the back of the chair, and it's that movement again of bringing the knee up towards the chest and then taking it back down. So it's a bit like an inclined knee lift, if you like. Okay, we come to our harder option, which is Lou, and we've got a bit of a jog happening there. So you can see how it's more fluid, it's more continuous. It's the same move that you had in the medium position, but it's more continuous. But the other thing you'll notice is the chair has been turned round. So we're a deeper position to start off with. We're down below, down lower to start off with. Okay, are you ready? So let's get ourselves ready to go, and off we take it. So all the time, trying to keep the feet moving continuously at various speeds, levels, yeah? So in our easy position, we've got the wall, so it's more of an upright position we're working in. We bring it to our medium position, same movements happening, it's just there's an incline in there. When we come to our harder position, exactly the same movement is happening. There's two differences though. The incline is more because we've come down to the seat of the chair with it turned round, and it's a continuous, it's a really much faster movement. So you can see how we're coming down. Now, really important with this one especially, do not put your heels down when you come back. It's just the toes that are coming onto the floor. If you put your heels down, exactly the same in this medium position, but the effect is not going to be as bad, you put a lot of pressure down through your Achilles tendon and down through your calf, and we want to avoid that. Here you can see this isn't so much of a problem because the toes come down and then we place the heel down afterwards. That is your minute. Okay, it's your last one of this round. So skater hop. So remember in our warm-up we did the shift of weight from side to side, and I said take it a little bit wider so you've got a bigger movement within there. This is what your skater hops is based on. So Lou is in our easy position, and here you're bending down to actually touch the toe, so touching the opposite toe. There's a twist from our waist, or actually from our hips. Yeah, so you've got your trunk rotation in there as well. And use the term easy. This isn't easy in itself. This is still quite challenging. So if you need to come not all the way down to your toes, go for it. We then come to Ben. Same movement, but can you see how he's actually stepping out from the middle to the side? So there's a step out to the side before he plants it. Now as he steps out, look, the heel comes down through to the toes, and then he places the hand down. And then we come to Nathan. I'll just come here so you can see Nathan. Can you see that? Now, if you think about Winter Olympics or speed skating, anything like that, this is the traditional sort of movement you see them do. Yeah? So there's that actual shift of weight from side to side. And there's a brief portion there where Nathan's potentially got both feet off the floor. Very, very brief. He's normally just touching the toe onto the floor before the other foot is actually lifting off. But it's that continuous movement from side to side. Now, we've taken the actual reach down towards the toes out on this one. It's coming down, but it's not going right down to the toes because you've got extra balance activities added in there. And I've just noticed Lou's taken her glasses off. That's the difference. I was thinking there's something different. Yeah, something different about Lou. What is it? Has she changed her hair suddenly? No. Are you ready? Let's go. Are they falling off, Lou? There you go. I know that problem. I find having to wear a mask, the number of times my glasses fall off is, it's doing my head in. I'm going to staple them, I think. So anyway, can you see? I'll get serious now. There's that twist from the trunk area and the placement down. Now, as I say, if you can't reach down towards your toes, that's not a problem. Come down towards your shins or to your knees. It's that twisting motion you're looking at and the shift of weight across from side to side. With your intermediate, with your medium area there, you've actually got that little step in and step out. So starting with your heels in line with your hips, there's a step out to the side and then the movement. And here we've got that actual big shift of weight and bringing the foot right off the floor as you place all the weight down through the supporting leg. Make sure your knees stay soft. Now you'll also notice here that Nathan it's a lot slower and controlled, so there's a maintenance of that weight onto that one leg. That is your first round of the circuit. So grab a drink, keep your feet moving, pay a visit, anything you need to do, yeah? take that quick phone call, but keep your feet moving the whole time. Ben is going to go now. Ben's got a call to make, so Ollie's going to step into his shoes to fill us in with our second half of the circuit. We'll see you soon, Ben. Ben's going to have a cool down though. He's going to have a walk around. He's going to march on the spot so he cools down. As I said to you earlier, it's really important that you do that, yeah? Just keep your feet moving. You don't have to be marching on the spot or walking around. You could just be having a little bit of a knee lift or a shift of the weight from side to side. Anything so we've got some movement still happening. We don't want to cool down too much. A little breather for us all. A little time to pay a visit. Grab a drink. As I say, if you've got a quick phone call to take it quick. And then we'll restart. We don't want to take a long phone call. Okay, so we have our second circuit through. Now, you know what's going to happen this time. You know what those stations are. So, I'm going to throw a challenge down to you, okay, as I do every week. Try and take yourself to the next level. So if you were on the easy option, try the medium option for me, or the higher option if you were from medium, yeah? Some of them it's going to be a lot easier to do that from, because you can easily come back down to the next level if there's no weight involved in it. So think about some of your things like your kettlebell swing. You can certainly move from your easy to medium position without actually just making it a bigger move. You don't need any weight. Anyway, let's get ourselves ready to go then. So round 2, a minute to go again. We know what we're doing. Are you ready? Off we go. So again, this is the easier option of our kettlebell swing. So no kettlebell involved in it. It's that swinging motion though. So knees are bending, coming forward slightly with those knees, bottom going back. Here we've got a hinge from the hip for Ollie. And same movement that Lou's just been doing. No weight involved again, but it's a bit deeper. So he's coming down a bit more. And then we add the weight in. Feet anchored on the floor all the way through this. So that weight coming in. And have a look at that arm placement as well. It comes no higher than the shoulders. So certainly when you come into a kettlebell, if you're utilising a kettlebell or a weight, you don't want to be taking it way above your shoulders. Just to level with the shoulders, possibly a little bit above, is not going to do you any harm, but it's certainly not an over the head situation. It's a controlled swing as well. It's a controlled movement. So if you've got no weight, if you're utilising just your body weight as far as easy or medium is concerned, imagine you've got that weight in there. So don't let the arms just fly up and down. Brilliant. Okay, it's our press-ups. Now again, this is a fairly easy one to make some changes to, but not totally straightforward, yeah? So, in our easy position, we're utilising the wall. Feet flat on the floor, arms length away, we're bringing our chest in towards it, and then pushing away. Straight line, so as Lou comes into the front, can you just hold it against the wall for a second for me? Lovely, there you go, that's brilliant. Did you see the straight line? Thanks, Lou. From head down to heel, so there's no bend in the hips. Okay, Nathan in our other position, again, you can see that straight line, so we'll do the same. We'll ask him to pause it at the bottom. Can you see that straight line? Thank you, Nathan, that's lovely. And then we come up to Ollie, and Ollie's turned the chair around. So it's more of an incline now, but again, can you see that straight line? So can you just do a quick pause at the bottom as well, Ollie? Lovely, thank you, that's it. Do you see the straight line all the way through? Now, with your easy option, your feet stay flat on the floor. As you go through your medium and your harder options, then you're onto your ball of your feet and your toes. Are you ready? Let's go! Help get on, help sit down next to me. No sitting down though. Keep those chairs for doing your press-ups on. So, again, I'm just going to have a look around the back here. That's something, you've taken your top off as well, haven't you, Lou? You've taken your, yeah, there was a white stripe down it last time I did that. I'm thinking, where's that gone? So could you see how the elbows are coming out to the side? And it's the same wherever we go, look. So if we have a look at our medium position and we have a look at Ollie in our harder position, elbows come out to the side. That's important because that focuses it into your chest. Thank you, Ollie. Have a look at the foot placement as well for Ollie and for Nathan. So our easy, medium and harder position, sorry, onto the ball of the foot and the toes. Whereas Lou is keeping the feet flat on the floor. Yeah, excellent. Take a rest if you need to, but try and keep going if you can. You're almost there. In fact, you are there. Moving on to your crunch. So this utilises your chairs again. Now, this is a really easy one for you to make those transitions for a trial. It's not an easy move, but it's an easy one to try a different level. So Ollie is in our first position, and we're lifting alternate feet off the floor and placing them back down. We come to our medium position with Lou. Same movement, but both feet at the same time. So there's your added intensity within there. When we come to our harder option, it's sitting back into the chair, and there is that lift of both feet in towards the chest and then down. The feet do touch the floor. Have a look. Yeah, it's a quick placement of those feet onto the floor. Lovely. So you're not keeping the feet above the floor. That puts extra intensity into it. Are we ready? Let's go. With everybody, you will see, apart from Nathan, they're sitting tall. But what you see with Nathan, although he's not sitting tall, he's leaning back in, there is still a straight line. So let's catch a quick side-on profile of this. Can you see how Nathan's back is still straight? So we're not bending at the waist. We're keeping that straight back. We're keeping that tall posture through the upper body. So can you see how you could easily go from medium to easy and from easy to medium if you needed to? You either, if Lou just goes to one leg at a time, next time round, look, you see, there's your switch. If we go to Ollie, if Ollie just does both legs at the same time, can you just do both legs at the same time for me, Ollie? Both legs at the same time. So there you go, that's that switch, thank you. So there's how you can make that switch. Now, if we wanted to, I'm not going to make Lou do this, but if you wanted to, Lou could lean back into the chair, certainly if she's at the front of the chair, and make it the same move, there you go, as we have in the harder position. So a really easy one to move up and down those scales is all I'm trying to demonstrate there. Front lat and raise, or front and lat raise, not front lat and raise. Put my ampersand in the wrong place. and get into trouble doing that. Okay, so this is our front raise and our lateral raise. So just to about shoulder height on those lats for me, no higher. Controlled movement. So imagine you're lifting something up in front of you, imagine you're lifting something out to the side. Medium option, the weight is added in. And remember again, tins, bottles of water, anything like that. When we come to our harder option, it's the same move still, but have a look at the difference as far as the legs are concerned. So it's that split stance. So hit your 30-second shout out for you so you can change over. Are we ready to go? Let's do this. So a minute started. Feet flat on the floor with our easy and our medium option. Look, tall posture. So again, you can see, we can't quite see Ollie at the top, but I'll go and give you a side profile of Ollie in a second. Can you see how Lou and Nathan are standing tall? Shoulders are relaxed. So we're not shrugging the shoulders up, we're not lifting them up, we're making the movement happen from within the shoulders. And if we come here, you can still see that upright posture look, just even with that split stance, we're upright. And that's your change point for me, Ollie, so if you want to change your lead leg. So we change the lead leg over, and away we go on the other side. Feet flat on the floor as far as the first two options are concerned. Now again, this is an easy-ish one for you to make the transition from medium to hard and down, but not so easy to move from medium to easy and easy to medium because you've got the inclusion of weight within there. Remember with your easy option, resist against it. Don't let the arms just come up and flop down. Really resist against them so we utilize those muscles. Okay, lunge and chest press. So this again is the one that's going to challenge your balance. So remember, if you feel your balance is challenged, take a wider stance to start off with. To start with, we have heels in line with hips. We step forward, the heel goes down first, the back knee drops slightly onto the toes and power away in front with a slight incline of those arms. Now when I say knee drops slightly, can you see even with the easier position, although it's not coming down too far, there is a bend in that knee at the back, yep? When we come to our medium position, it's a bigger bend of that knee, so it's a bigger drop down with the back foot. Still an upright position, still powering away in front, still placing the heel down firstly as you step forward. And then we come to our harder options, the inclusion of weight within there. And again, it's a bigger stride and a bigger lunge. So bringing the knee down towards the floor. Thank you, everybody. Right, let's go. So, tall body. Again, I know I talk about it all the time. It's my pet peeve. Posture. There we go. Upright back, shoulders relaxed. So we're not tensing those shoulders as we step out and push away. We're placing the foot down onto the floor, heel comes down first, we're rolling through to our toes, and then powering back up through that front heel. That's an important part as well. As you step back in, you power through that front heel to push yourself back up, okay? As I said before, if you feel your balance is challenged slightly, take the feet wider. Go for a wider stance. You've got a bigger base of support to work from. Bigger base of support means steadier, okay? Brilliant. Now, try and keep those arms moving as well, powering away, and a slight incline if you can. Yeah. If you feel uneasy with that, because again, taking those arms out away from you, and especially pushing them upwards slightly, could challenge your balance. You can keep them at chest height. Mountain climber. Time to hit Everest. So, our easy option is here with Ollie, and Ollie is utilising the wall. So, standing about arm's length away and bringing the knee up towards the chest and placing back down. Can you see how the feet come down, ball of the foot rolling through to the heel? Chair anchored against the wall, using the back of the chair for our medium option. And again, we've got that movement there. Onto the toes, and the heels don't come down onto the floor this time. We only come down onto the toes and the ball of the foot. Into our higher option, we've turned the chair around again. We're onto the front seat part of the chair. You could utilise the arms if you wanted to. So it's a bigger incline that we're working with. And again, it's more continuous. But have a look at those feet. Only the toes are touching the floor. Thank you, Lou. Coming to our minute then. You ready? Let's go. So, with Ollie, we've got the foot movement, lifting the heel off, bringing the knee up, placing the toes down, and then placing the heel down, supporting yourself on the wall. With the back of the chair, same movement as we had from Ollie. The knees are coming up towards the chest, supporting yourself in the front, so loading into that wrist as well. But the toes and ball of the foot only are coming down onto the floor. It's a continuous movement with all of them. We're just adding that intensity in. As we come to Louis in our harder option, it's a faster continuous movement. But again, especially here and in your medium, make sure those toes and balls of the feet are the only things that touch the floor. If we put our heels down, we put a lot of pressure onto our Achilles tendon. How are we doing there, Lou? Okay? Yeah? Lovely. Can you see how Louis is putting the balance, the weight is down through her shoulders as well? And the same here. You can see it's slightly further forward as far as Nathan is concerned, because of the fact that he hasn't got that much of an incline. So bigger incline, putting the weight more over to the shoulders. Skater hops is our last one of this circuit. So, easy position. This is the wide stance, down towards your opposite toe, in our easy position. There we go. And taking that other hand out behind. Thank you, Luke. When we come to our medium option, then Ollie has got the step out to the side and then the reach down to the toe. So bringing the feet back into the middle. Now, when you bring your feet back in, can you see how Ollie doesn't bring them right together? They're about hips width apart. If you bring them right together, you've got a real balance point there. And then we come to Nathan, and Nathan has the actual shift of weight completely across with one leg lifted off. So he's bringing the foot up behind him. It's not coming too high. And just lifting that leg behind as he powers down and pushes the weight down. But the knee stays soft. It never locks out. Okay? Get yourself ready to go, and off we go. Now, remember again with this one in your easy option, if you want to, if you struggle to take your hand all the way down towards your toes, come to your shin, come to your knee. Anything. So you get that rotation through, but you get that movement as well. Okay? The addition of the actual step out to the side here, make sure there's nothing you can trip over and work within your area. Now, can you see even here, because we've got that step, Ollie isn't allowing his knee to go out through the side of his foot when he comes across. And when we come to Nathan, exactly the same look. So as he plants the foot, look, the knee comes no further than the side. Now, I just want you to have a look at the posture from the side. So, we've got a hinge from the hip, we're leaning forward slightly. Yeah? Whereas both medium and easy have actually got that turn in, we've got that hip hinge and the arm comes across. So we get a rotation through the shoulders, but we've got the main impact down through our legs. Whichever one you choose, you can easily make that transition up and down here. That is your minute, folks. That is your circuit for this morning. Well done, everybody. Round of applause for you. Cool down now. So what I need you to do is keep your feet moving, have a little walk around, have a drink, get some hydration back into yourself. It's stopped raining now, the sun's come out. What's happening to the weather lately? I don't know, it's all over the place. But get yourself a drink, get yourself with the feet moving, and you're doing the opposite to our warm-up. So you're starting intensity a little bit higher, bringing it down gradually. We are looking at bringing you back down to that 9, 10, 11 mark, okay? And possibly starting to initially come down to the 11, then working your way down towards the 9 mark. We'll say goodbye to everybody. I'm going to turn the camera the wrong way around. Sorry, Lou. We'll catch you on the next round because I messed the camera up. Here's Nathan for you. Say goodbye to Nathan. We'll see Nathan next week, sure. And then we have Ollie. In fact, I think we're seeing you tomorrow, aren't we, Nathan? You are. Nathan's on the circuit tomorrow night as well. And we've got Lou there. He's saying goodbye to you as well. From all of us here, goodbye. Keep going with this cool down. I need you to be cooling down for at least 5 minutes, probably more like 10 minutes. Walking on the spot, keeping the feet moving, bringing the intensity down, getting your breathing back down to normal, getting your heart rate down, and getting your temperature down. Let us have your feedback. Let us have your comments. If you enjoyed that, let us know. Give us some ideas of things you might want to include in there. Is there something particularly you'd like to have a go at that you haven't had a go at before? We're all about trying to add them in. We tried to make a bit of a theme to it. So there was a lot of balance work in there today. Some things that are going to challenge you, but also things that are going to challenge your coordination with multiple activities going on at the same time. Now, we have a circuit for you tomorrow night as well. So join us tomorrow night for a circuit at 6:15. And then Friday morning, I'll be with you for some magical movements on Friday morning. Join us for that. It's something that's going to work on balance, stability, but also strength in there as well. So join us for that. From all of us here, take care, stay safe, and we will see you real soon. Don't forget, of course, the gym is back open as well. You can book in. And from yesterday, you could do it online. picktime.com/Atrium Health LTD is all you need, and then you can pick your time from in there. Off the top of my head, that was amazing. Brilliant job, everybody. Take care. See you real soon. Bye.